Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Audacious Extreme here, and in today's video, I'm going to be covering the top 5 tips to have a successful wipe in Escape from Tarkov. Now, obviously, as we know, the wipe is literally just around the corner, as well as arena incoming, and these are going to be my top 5 tips to help you be as productive and pretty much get as far as possible as quickly and easily as possible. So if this video is going to help you guys out, please be sure to smash that like button and definitely be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be making a ton more Escape from Tarkov videos very soon. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first tip that I have for you guys is going to be use your scav runs. Now obviously that's pretty self-explanatory and obviously you're probably going to anyway, but using your scav runs, you're going to make yourself a absolute ton of rubles. I mean, there's been times where I'll spawn in with like tons of stuff that I can literally just immediately take out of the raid and sell straight to Therapist for over 200,000 rubles. And that is literally not an uncommon thing. So you're going to always want to make sure that you're using your scav raids, and on top of them, you're going to want to be taking your scavs to maps that you know other players aren't necessarily going to be scavving in on. Now, obviously, that's kind of weird, but the purpose of this is you're not going to be missing out on all of that loot that the other scavs have already picked through. So this is going to help you to be able to find more task items and other more valuable tech loot and just in general things that you're going to be able to sell for more money. This is going to help you out substantially, especially in the beginning of the wipe when you have basically nothing. So there's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is going to be to always try to use the best gear that you have. Using the best gear that you have is going to give you the absolute best chance to kill your enemies, as well as give you a higher chance to resist shots and not just die to one bullet when you're shot. This is also going to greatly reduce your gear fear and likely result in you having a bunch more confidence in your raids. Tip number 3 is going to be confidence. Now, confidence is not just limited to gear, but it's definitely related. If you have really good gear, you're going to be a little bit more confident if you have absolutely nothing at all. But besides that, a major thing that contributes to your confidence is how well you know the maps that you're playing on. If you don't know the map that you're playing on super well, I strongly recommend that you go into an offline raid and get on your phone and pull up the extracts, learn the extracts, figure out some of the main landmarks of the map, so once you spawn into an actual raid, you're able to very quickly figure out exactly where you are, so you can get in, loot around, and do what you gotta do, and get back out without having to potentially be on your phone, looking things up while you're in a raid. That's going to hurt you so much. Knowing your map is going to build your confidence insanely. Trust me on this. Now finally, one more thing to this is get used to 1 or 2 different weapons and start to learn them. Learn how the recoil is going to be as you fire them, so that way when you get into a gunfight, you're not surprised when you start shooting your gun. You know exactly how it's going to react and you know how to handle that weapon to help you be more confident and get an easier kill. Tip number 4 is actually a pretty big one, and that is going to be tasks. Don't feel super pressured on getting them all done instantly. As you know, as you progress a little bit further through the tasks, they are going to start to pile up and you're going to have multiple tasks to do on each map. Now, once this happens, this is actually ideal because that means, for example, when you go into woods, you're going to have a task for Prapper where you need to find his convoy. And you're also going to have another task for somebody else to unlock Jaeger, and that's going to be to find some piece of paper. There's also another task to kill scavs. Doing those 3 tasks all at once, or at least working towards them, is a lot better than going into woods one time for each task and then keep having to go back to the map. Wait until you have a few and work on them all together. That alone will greatly help you out. Now, for my 5th and final tip, that is going to be playing it slow. Now, this can mean literally 20 different things for every single raid that you spawn into, but in general, just playing it slow. When you spawn in, take a second, look around, see where you are, get a feeling, and just start to loot around. Don't instantaneously start pushing forward through the map. If you do that, I can promise you that 8 or 9 times out of 10, you are going to run into the Chad that is literally just searching for other players pushing through the map. If you fall back and just loot, all those Chads are going to end up going straight past you. You're going to hear all that gunfire, but you're going to be perfectly safe to loot around, get a bunch of high value items, get your task items, and then start to progress through the map and leave. Now, you don't really have too much to worry about besides eventually the players that spawn on the other side of the map are going to make their way towards you, and there are going to be those Chad players on the other side of the map pushing super quick. You do need to keep them in mind, but that's really it. Other than that, just keep your eye on how much time is left in raid and how much food and water you have. Play it slow, take your time, and be confident. I promise you that this is going to make a huge difference. So with these 5 tips in mind, I can just about promise you that you are going to have a very successful start to your wipe. Now, if this video helped you guys out, I really hope that you consider leaving a like, because this video definitely took me quite a bit of time. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.